can read what's on my shirt.
It's the same on the front.
Oh, it's the same on the front? Yeah. Listen, this is a wonderful program. I like these people. Yeah. This is wonderful. Let me tell you all the wonderful things they do. They're going to bring multiculturalism here, and they're going to educate you poor ignorant people. And they're going to, in Gwinnett County, I'm just a carpetbagger from the Atlanta area, but down there, we're going to get to teach Arabic in our schools. We'll have to teach Arabic students in Arabic, something like 15 different dialects. And we're looking forward to it. And it's going to go up on the school taxes, but that wouldn't bother y'all up here because when refugees get up here, y'all got plenty of money anyway, so don't worry about it. You just pay for it. You'll like these people. They're Syrians. We don't know anything about them. We have no way to vet them.
You know how to make clocks.
We build a mosque for them?
You can certainly.
That'd be awesome.
With government money too. ISIS claims they have 4,000 members in Europe. They claim, the FBI claims they've got over 1,000, maybe as many as 2,000 here already. So just sit there and do nothing and it's going to run over you like a train. And you think you've been, you know, I talked to this guy the other day, and he was telling me how smart he was because he moved up Johns Creek to get away from Atlanta's problems. And I told him, well, I don't think that's going to work out for you. He said, I got a mountain house too, I go up there. I said, well, that'll work for a while.
Right.
But the federal government, I don't know if you're aware about this, there's a Supreme Court case that's saying that federal government can intervene in any zoning issue that your county has. So if somebody wants to come in and build a subdivision, you're going to have to say a certain number of those are going to be blacks, a certain number are going to be refugees, a certain number are going to be, as you call them, homosexuals. That's the female and the male variety. And it's going to be mandated that you put that number of people in that housing development, or you're not going to be able to build. I don't know if you consider that.
We've already got one in Young Harris.
Sir?
We've already got a housing development in Young Harris.
Well, if your town takes any federal money, that's what's going to happen with your development. But I'm not, I was going to bring some flyers and stuff and tell you more about this stuff in detail. Paul's already covered it. Our state takes the federal money. They hire contractors who bring these refugees in from other countries. There's no way to vet these people from these failed states, Jordan, Syria, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, Afghanistan, Pakistan. They don't have any Bureau of Vital Statistics. You don't know who was born or who died. They have no FBI over there to check these people out.
You notice a lot of those guys, a lot of those refugees are fighting age males.
Right.
Yep.
Just take my word for it. It is the ultimate issue in this country.
It is.
You lose on this issue, then you won't have to worry about these other issues like religious freedom and things like that, because it'll be taken away from you, and I mean quickly too.
Well, they've got a thing called civilization jihad.
Right. So you're
It's got
already
18 points. They're at 18 right now.
It's been stealth jihad's been going on all along, but now this is gonna turn up to wind up the clock real good.
right. And the last 400 days or whatever it is of Obama's administration, he's vowed that he is going to change the culture of this country. And by the way, the children of at the border are included in this bill.
Right.
Okay? So the Governor Deal says he didn't know about the children at the border. It's because the left-wing lawyers that he's hired to represent him never told him that. I think he was honestly blindsided by that. The year the governor said, I cut back on the number of refugees, the lobbyists got another $1 million in the budget in preparation for the children at the border. And these people are slick. They're really, really slick. Without going in much more detail about it, I got something that's more urgent. I brought Pat a copy of what the national people are saying out on refugee resettlement. We've got a budget continuing resolution going on right now. The vote's coming up soon. Tom Price from Roswell tells me that he took all money for refugee resettlement out of the budget. And that's what he's proposing. Now, the lobbying effort on K Street is huge. By the way, you pay for that too. Their money, your tax money goes to fund their lobbying organizations. Now, they have intermingled their money with every church you can think of, except some of the more cerebral churches who understand that they shouldn't get involved in these things. But anyway, when they vote on this continuing resolution, the funding for refugee resettlement needs to go to zero. Also, simultaneous with this, there is a paper coming out from the State Department declaring how many refugees we should take in this country. And Congress has never questioned it, not since Jimmy Carter passed this bill in 1980. They've never questioned how many refugees come here. The tentative figure Obama is going to propose, we think, is 85,000. It could vary between 85 and 100,000. It's capped now at 70,000. And if he starts that and gets that number, that's not going to be the final number, because that doesn't count asylees. And all you got to do for asylum is step across the border and say, I'm declaring myself as an asylee. So there's going to be a huge rush at our southern border. Central Americans, Mexicans, asylees who come over here from Syria and other places and circumvent the immigration process. That's what you're up against now. So regardless of the number, you can expect that number to double in the next year or triple, because Obama is hell-bent on getting this done. That's about the last major thing he can do, is change your culture. And he intends to do it. Now, here's a list of conservative congressmen that the national group has vetted. This does not count your states, okay? Sheriff, you were telling me who your state and local members of the General Assembly are, your state House Representative member and your senator.
Stephen Allison.
Stephen Allison's the House.
Steve Gooch.
And Steve Gooch is citizen.
Doug Collins, U.S. Representative.
Oh, you need to call all three of these folks. Allen, because appropriations bill starts in the House. Allen must be, he's got to know about this. Don't take the money. Don't accept the federal money. If he gets in, vote not to spend it. Gooch, same thing. The bill goes to the Senate. Senate is much more liberal than the House. Gooch, you need to convince Gooch that this is his last term if he goes to this, that you're done with him. And Matt Collins, who is U.S. House Representative. Mac has a bill in that will terminate funding for refugee resettlement. Need to call him up and congratulate him. And I'm going to leave this list with Pat. These are other legislators that are not in Georgia. The only one I see in Georgia is Tom Graves on this list, who you can convince to cut this money off and also cut the number of refugees that we will allow into this country. My preference is zero. Okay? So both these things are coming up in the next week, 2 weeks at the most. It is absolutely the most important political activism you'll ever do in your lifetime. It's what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. The appropriations and the number of refugees we take. I'll leave this with Pat.